Welcome to GST Solution. My name is Rushik Desai. In our today's video, we are going to discuss one important topic, that is a topic about valuation. The value of supply of good or services between a related person other than an agent, which is given in rule number 28 of CGST rules 2017. Friends, before we directly jump into the rule, it is very important for us to understand what are the different terms which are dealt with under rule number 28. So two terms which is very important we should learn about is related person and a distinct person. So what is the meaning of related person? The definition of related party is given in explanation to section 15 of CGST Act, wherein it has been said that the related party shall mean any person who are employer and employee of the same organization, who are members of same family, who are a legal person, one of them directly controls over other, both of them are directly controlled by any third person, or both the parties are directly controlling any third person, and many more. Another important terms which we are going to learn today is distinct person. So the definition of distinct person is given in section number 25 of CGST Act. Subsection 4 and subsection 5 talks about distinct person. Let us see what the section 25(4) says. So section 24(5) of the Act prescribes that a person who has obtained or is required to obtain more than one registration, whether in one state or a union territory, or more than one state or a union territory, shall in respect of each such registration be treated as a distinct person for the purpose of this act. Another, that is section 25 subsection 5, it says that when a person has obtained or is required to obtain a registration in a state or a union territory for an establishment, has an establishment in another state or union territory, then such establishment shall be treated as an establishment of distinct purpose for the purpose of this act. इसका मतलब ये हुआ, even though you both are related person, supplier and the distinct person both are a related person, then also in the eyes of the law you both are a separate distinct person and you are liable to take registration under GST for both the registration unit. जहां पर भी आपका रेसिपिएंट है वहां पर आपको रजिस्ट्रेशन लेना जरूरी है. Now, if at all you are getting registered under GST, another question which comes is कि अगर आप वो पर्सन्स को, रिलेटेड पर्सन्स को सप्लाई करोगे तो उसके ऊपर आपको GST पे करना पड़ेगा. So section 9 says that there shall be levied a tax called a Central Goods and Service Tax Act, that is GST, at the rate specified on the value as determined under section 15. So here comes our question is कि रेट तो मेरे पास मिल जाएगा GST का, रेट मैं GST का इनवॉइस के ऊपर लगा भी दूंगा, but in that case what should be my valuation if I am selling goods to related person? So for valuation there is a separate set of section, that is Act as well as rules. So section 15 of CGST Act talks about the valuation, but it talks about the valuation in the case where the supplier and the recipient are unrelated to each other. So there are two conditions which are given in section 15 is the value shall be the transaction value. The value of goods or services shall be the transaction value. But two conditions are given. Which condition? First condition is that the supplier and the recipient should be non-related party, that is not related to each other, and another, the price should be sole consideration only. दो कंडीशन बताया गया है कि जहां पे आप किसी अपने रिसिपिएंट को या किसी अपने रिलेटेड पर्सन को गुड सेल कर रहे हो, अगर वो आपसे अनरिलेटेड नहीं है और प्राइस ही सोल कंसीडरेशन है, इन दैट केस आप इनवॉइस के ऊपर जितना भी वैल्यू बताएंगे डिपार्टमेंट विल एग्री टू इट. दैट वैल्यू, दैट इज दैट ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू इज द वैल्यू फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर सप्लाई ऑफ गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज. बट a question may arise, this is for non related party. What about the valuation in case wherein you are supplying the goods to your related party? So for that, section number 4 of section 15 says that where you are not able to do the valuation of goods or supplies as per section 15(1), in that case department, that is government, may prescribe a separate set of rules. And under section 25, that is under section 15 subsection 5, the government on the recommendation of council wide notification number 3 have given a separate set of rules starting from 27 to rule number 35 for valuation to be done in case of goods sold to a related party. Here we are coming to our today's topic, that is rule number 28, which talks about valuation of goods or services or both between related parties other than an agent. अगर recipient, that is supplier, is giving any goods or services to his related party, whether in a same state or whether in a different state, what should be the value? There may be a question that in order to evade tax, you may undervalue the same. There is a question by the department that in case you are selling the goods to your unrelated party, you may sell goods at a higher price, while in case you are selling the goods to your related party, there are chances of undervaluation of that particular supply. In that case, department is losing the revenue, that is department is losing the amount of GST on that particular supply. So what should be the valuation in such case? So in such cases, there are given three conditions for valuations. Conditions number 1, that is rule number 28 subsection A, which says that the valuation of supply of goods or services made between distinct or related parties shall be A, the open market value of that particular goods. Now, a question may arise, what should be the open market value of such goods? We will try to understand it with the help of example. Say for example, supplier A is selling a goods worth rupees 100 to related party B in 1000 rupees, and the same supplier, that is supplier A, is selling the same goods to party C, which is unrelated, to in a rupees 2000 rupees. So in such a scenario, there is a relationship between party number A and party number B. So the relationship between the parties, that is A and B, have influenced the prices, and in such a case the price at which such goods is sold to the unrelated party, that is rupees 2000 rupee, be the open market value only. So if a supplier A is selling a goods to B, that is the unrelated party, in 2000 rupees, then he must sell the same good to his related party in that amount only, that is 2000 rupees only. So this is rule number 28, clause number A. Now there may be a question, okay, if any supplier is selling goods to only his related party, he is not selling goods to any unrelated party, what should be the open market value in that case? He is not having open market value in that case. So what should be done? So separate rule is given, that is clause number B, in which it is said that if open market value as per clause A is not found out, then you may take the value of similar like kind quality goods. अगर मार्केट में वैसा का वैसा सेम गुड्स कोई और सप्लायर बेच रहा है तो उसका वैल्यू क्या है वो आपको लेना पड़ेगा. देयर इज अ क्वेश्चन कि सेम लाइक काइंड क्वालिटी क्या हो सकता है. सो देयर इज एन एक्सप्लेनेशन व्हिच इज गिवन इन चैप्टर 4 wherein it has been said that the same like quality and quantity should be in same sense of reputation, competitiveness, quantity, completeness and everything. सब कुछ सेम होना चाहिए, रेपुटेशन भी सेम होना चाहिए. So in such case that amount should be taken for valuation. If at all there may be a condition and there may be a situation where you are not able to find out the valuation of your goods based on method A and method B, clause A and clause B, what need to be done? The clause number C says that in such a situation you should consider 110% of the cost of the goods produced, or cost of acquisition or manufacture, or cost of provision of such services, which is also given in rule number 30 of CGST rules 2017. This is all about the valuation and the three provisions which has been given in rule number 28. There are two provisions also which has been given in rule number 28, which says that provided that where a supplier is selling a goods to his related party as such, and such related party without doing anything is again selling the goods as such to any unrelated person, then what should be the valuation? Valuation in such case is the supplier should take the 90% of the cost of goods sold, that is 90% of the value from which the related person is selling the goods to his unrelated person. मान लीजिए कि वो जो रिलेटेड पर्सन है वो किसी अनरिलेटेड पर्सन को, अल्टीमेट कस्टमर को वो चीज 100 रुपीज में बेच रहा है. सो द फर्स्ट सप्लायर मस्ट डू द वैल्यूएशन फॉर 90% ऑफ दैट 100 रुपीज, दैट इज 90%. So first invoice will be from the supplier to his related person, that is 90 rupees, और उसके ऊपर GST पे करेगा. And then that supplier, that is the recipient, जो रिलेटेड पर्सन है वो अपने कस्टमर को गुड्स बेचेगा इन 100 रुपीज. देयर मे बी अ क्वेश्चन दैट फर्स्ट सिनेरियो में अंडर द फर्स्ट प्रोविजन मेरे को सामने वाला जो रिसिपिएंट है उसको क्रेडिट भी मिल रहा है, सो कैन आई गो अंडर प्रोविजन नंबर 2. प्रोविजन नंबर 2 says that where the recipient, that is the related person, the supplier is selling goods to the related person and such related person is eligible to take full input tax credit, then in such a case the transaction value, that is the value for that particular goods, is should be taken at the open market value. So one may question, can in my case also, even if I am selling goods to my supplier who is related and he is selling goods to ultimate customer who is not related, as such only can I opt for option 2? Yes, he can definitely go to option 2. That is an option given to that supplier. He may choose any provision, that is provision number 1 or provision number 2. This is the cases wherein the material supplied to the related party are sold as such. But there may be a situation where a supplier who is selling the goods to the related person may not sell it to the customer, but he may use it for his manufacturing process. What should be the valuation in such cases? The valuation provided in such cases is that कि अगर सामने वाले को क्रेडिट मिल रहा है, if the recipient is eligible for full input tax credit, then in this case also, even if the goods are not sold as such and if the related person is using it for his own captive consumption, the value should be taken as an open market value. आप इनवॉइस के ऊपर जितना भी वैल्यू डिक्लेयर करेंगे, that shall be deemed to be the open market value in such scenarios. However, there may be a question that if at all I am selling a goods, if a supplier is selling the goods to his related person but he is not eligible to take credit, what should be done in such scenarios? Because see, if at all the goods is not as such, if the recipient is using such goods for his manufacturing process but due to any circumstances, say for example that recipient is unregistered dealer who is not falling into the registration limit and he has not taken the registration under GST, so he is not eligible to take credit. He is also not engaged in supplies as such. What should be done in such a case? So in such a scenario, it is given in the explanation to chapter 4 that in such a scenario, the open market value of such goods needs to be taken into consideration after deducting the central goods and service tax, that is CGST, SGST, IGST, UTGST and everything. The price which should be taken is the open market value only. Open market value means the price at which you are selling such goods, that a supplier is selling such goods to unrelated customer. I hope you find this video very useful and informative. Please subscribe on my channel. Thank you very much for watching. In case you have any queries, please drop your comments in your comment box. We shall try to take them one by one as early as possible. Thank you very much once again.